Alright, how's it going, you guys? Welcome back to another Condi Renegade video. The old one still is fine, but now there is a new rotation, a new build trait for the new patch for Guild Wars 2, where Condi Renegade, let me just tell you this right now, Condi Renegade right now is cracked. You do a lot of damage with the new torment changes and the whole Condi. Condi's really strong right now. There's a few things you change in this build. Equipment is about the same, just one of the sigils is different and the build is different. So I'm going to go ahead and dive right in, and we're going to talk about the new rotation, which is Devestation instead of Invocation. So the first thing I want to do quickly, like right off the bat, is just show you the new build. Okay, this is the new build. You go Devestation, Corruption, Renegade. Now, the Corruption and Renegade parts, they don't change from the previous guide. It's exactly the same stuff. What does change is Devestation. You go for the middle trait, the bottom trait, and the very last bottom. So just 2, 3, 3. Now, here's the thing. Assassin's Presence, I experimented with both, and I actually really like having Assassin's Presence a bit more than this, because what this basically is you gain stacks of battle scars while you're in combat, and all battle scars does is just steal health basically, so it gives you survivability and self-sustain. But do I really care about that extra sustain? This is just my personal preference. I'm not going to say this is a bad trait. It is very good. It is very good to sustain. But this gives me 150 ferocity for my strikes damage. So keep in mind, yes, you're a Condi class, but giving Assassin's Presence to your whole subgroup, including yourself when you do strike damage, keep in mind Assassin's Presence, like with Ferocity, it works really well for like power hits, right? So this does actually increase your DPS more than this. This does give you more survivability though, so mix and match. Do you already have a Condi Renegade going Assassin's Presence in your subgroup? Then don't go Assassin's Presence. That's simple. And instead go for this, because someone else is going for this and he's giving you it. So you don't have to go for that trait, and instead you can go this. If you have a Condi Renegade not going AP, you could go for it yourself. This is a very, very cool trait. I'm going to show you both with this and without this, just to compare damage. But here's my last damage right here. So as you can see right here, I got 36.2k. This is with Assassin's Presence. And then I will do without Assassin's Presence. Okay? But anyway, this is the trait. This is the build. Corruption is still there. Renegade is still there. So nothing really changes. You still do a lot of Condi damage, a lot of burning. And Invoking Torment applies burning and poison. Torment is really good right now. So all of this is heavy, heavy conditional damage. Keep in mind that one of the traits here is Torment deals increased damage. And right now, just for people to stay updated, the new Torment changes, basically, if the target isn't moving, Torment deals more damage. So I want you to just think about this, how many raid bosses stand still and how much damage you're actually going to do because of that. And having this trait just makes so much sense, right? And the fact is, on this one here, conditions you apply to foes last longer. Having expertise is also really good for the food type, which I will talk about as well. But this is basically the build, and it's solid. I like Assassin's Presence a lot, but I'm going to show you both. You mix and match whatever you feel like is needed in the situation. Okay, equipment. Just to let you know right off the bat, equipment, nothing changes except one thing. Everything here is Viper with Superior Rune of the Nightmare. Rune of the Nightmare can only be bought as a rune, as a dungeon currency for Twilight Arbor. So what you gotta do is just go in LFG, looking for a group, go ahead and go to dungeons and just do Twilight Arbor, do multiple dungeons. All right, it doesn't matter if you just do Twilight, you can do multiple dungeons, because what's important is that you get dungeon frequenter. So I'm going to go ahead and type this for you, just so in case you don't know. Dungeon frequenter is a repeatable achievement, and just make sure you do the ones that aren't ticked, and then they will reset after you complete 8. And then you get not only 5 gold, but you get a choosing of any dungeon currency you want, and the dungeon currency you want is the Twilight Arbor currency. Rune of the Nightmare is so strong. I highly recommend it, and it is pretty much the choice, the main choice, because it applies a lot of Condi damage, and it applies Condi duration, as you can see here. Deliver an attack that transfers a condition and blinds nearby enemies after using an elite skill. And you're going to be using elite skill, obviously, with your Malix stance elite, right? So anyway, here we go. Full Viper stats, Rune of the Nightmare. Full Viper trinkets and backpack. All of this is Viper stats. The mace, Sigil of Earth, Sigil of Doom. Sigil of Earth and Sigil of Doom do not change. This is exactly the same as it was before. These are, in my opinion, are great, so I didn't feel like they needed changing. The short bow, however, I did change. Sigil of Geomancy and Sigil of Torment. Now you can see I have Sigil of Torment now, and the reason I added it is because, well, Torment got buffed. It just made sense, and there was actually a DPS increase after I went Sigil of Torment. So Sigil of Torment is amazing. It inflicts 2 stacks of Torment for 5 seconds to enemies around you upon landing a critical hit, and since you are basically going to be landing a bunch of critical hits, you're going to be dominating, okay? Geomancy makes sense because you inflict nearby foes with bleeding for 8 seconds after swapping to this weapon in combat. You're going to be swapping weapons very often. You're going to be swapping legends very often, and it just makes sense to go Geomancy in this situation. So there you have it. These are the sigils. The only sigil that changes is Sigil of Torment. So if you have the older one, remove it and put Sigil of Torment. I think it is 100% worth it. It's very strong. Guys, now we're going to be talking about the rotation straight up. We're going to dive right into it because the new rotation is a lot of fun. And it is, if I can tell you if it's easier or harder, I can definitely tell you it's easier slightly, but you still need to be fast. And you still need to pay attention to your cooldowns and make use of you being in that legend stance, okay? So we're going to run without AP and just go Thrill of Combat, right? So as you can see here, I have Assassin's Presence as a boon, okay? Or as a buff or whatever you want to call it, okay? I have AP as a boon from the Arena console. So we're going to go with this with the fact that I have AP. And I'm just going to show you the rotation. The rotation doesn't change if you have AP or no AP. It doesn't matter. Same thing. It's just AP, in my opinion, is so nice because it does increase ferocity of your subgroup and also yourself for non-conditioned damage. Because ferocity, I think, is a really great thing to have, honestly. Even in Condi-focused bosses, you'll still have increased damage compared to the battle scars, which, yeah, is pretty good. You sustain yourself, like I said. But yeah, you have this here as well, Dance of Death. Applying vulnerability to foes grants stacks of battle scars. The healing from battle scars is increased while you're below the health threshold. So you do have sustain from Dance of Death. It's not like you're going to die, and you also have a healer in your group, so you should be good. Like, in terms of sustain, do you really need more sustain? That's just my opinion. I think both these traits are good. Anyway, well, I'm going to show the rotation with Assassin's Presence as if we are using it, okay? Or as if someone else is giving me AP in my own subgroup. So this is the rotation for Condi Renegade. You start with Mace Axe, and you start with Calistance. And here we go. Let's begin right now. We're going to start with Razor Claw and Ice Razor, okay? Doesn't matter which one you use first, just keep in mind that this one has higher cooldown than this. So ideally you would use this in the beginning of the opener, but when you swap back to Kala, both of these will be up anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. You can use whichever order you want. But I'm gonna go ahead and just do the standard opener here. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. So, here's the damage. I'm going to show you the graph. I'm going to show you... Here it is. 36.7k DPS. Absolutely insane. As you can see, this is what I was talking about with Torment. Look at this. The Torment damage is extremely high. You got bleeding, you got burning. Okay? So there you have it. This is while having Assassin's Presence on you. Now I'm going to do it without Assassin's Presence, just for you so you can compare the damage. And then after all this, I'm going to talk about the rotation difference and take it step by step with you so you understand why it is we do what we do, okay? So we're going to go ahead and do it now without Assassin's Presence, okay, and just running Battle Scars, alright? So here we go. Let me change it up now. Okay, guys, so now as you can see in my buffs, you can see I don't have Assassin's Presence, and in my traits, I am not running Assassin's Presence, and I'm running Thrill of Combat. The DPS difference will probably be very minor between AP and without AP, but I'm going to go ahead and show you just in case you're curious. Just keep in mind, the last time with Assassin's Presence, I got 36.7k, and I tried to do it as fast as I could, right? So here we go. We're going to test this just to see like the DPS difference in general. So here we go. And there you have it, guys. As you can see, here's the damage graph. And there you have it. It's 36.1k. So now you know the old DPS, and now you know the new this current DPS. So 36.1k. Again, is it that big of a difference? Not really. You do have extra sustain, so that's why I say both the traits are fine. However, Assassin's Presence value is so good to have in a subgroup because it basically makes your other people in your subgroup have more ferocity. So if you're in situations where it is applicable and it is good to go Assassin's Presence, you probably should, depending on the classes they're playing and depending if they can actually get full value of AP. If not, and you want that extra sustain to make sure you don't die, go for the third trait, and then you can have obviously the your next attack steals health, because you get battle scars while you're in combat. So there you have it. This is the trait. Between this and this, there you have it. So I'm gonna go ahead and now explain the rotation step by step. Keep in mind that doing it slowly, explaining it slowly is a little difficult with Condi Renegade because Condi Renegade has to be like a fast-paced rotation with the whole energy, and you want to legend swap quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'll talk really fast, and I might make a slow mode version to explain the certain things, okay? With Mace Axe, start with Callous Stance, okay? Food, let me refresh my food real quick, okay? Koi Cakes and Toxic Focusing Crystals. These are the food choices that you're going to be going, which provide expertise, Condi damage, and you gain Condi damage equal to your power and precision, which is big pogs. Toxic Focusing Crystal is great, okay? So, here we go. I'm going to show it to you, and I'm going to explain step by step. Just before we go in too deep, because it's going to be really fast, we drop Ice Razor and Claw right in the beginning. And then when they come up after my rotation, we will only use Ice Razor, and then we're going to use 3 and then Legend Swap. Okay? So every time, the first time you swap the Callous Stance, you're going to use Razor, and you're going to use Claw. Okay, so you're going to use Ice and Claw. Okay, so every time you swap to Calla for the first time. And then you Legend Swap when you use Ice Razor for the second time when you're in Calla stance, right? And then you're going to 3 after that and then Legend Swap. So follow along. I'm going to talk really fast here. So here we go, guys, okay? 3, 2, 1. Ice Claw right in the beginning. Ice Claw 5, 3. Legend Swap, Elite, 2. Weapon Swap, 2, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1. Swap, stop the Elite, 2. Put Elite on, 3, 4, Legend Swap. ET, 2, 2, 3, 5. It'll be just up with enough energy, and then 2. And then you're going to wait till your Ice Razor is up, okay? So during that time, you're going to 2 on 1, 2 on 1. Ice Razor, 3, Legend Swap, Elite, 2, Swap, 2, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1. Stop your Elite. And then 2. And once you have 25 energy, activate Elite. 3, 4, Ice, Claw, 2, 2, 3, 5 on Mason X. And then 2. And you just keep doing 2 on 1, 2 on 1, 2 on 1, 2 on 1. Okay, Ice Razor, 3, Legend Swap, Elite, 2, Swap, 2, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1. Stop your Elite. Wait till you have 25 energy. And 25 energy. 3, 4, Legend Swap, ET, 2, Swap, 2, 3, 5, 1, and then 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. Ice Razor up, Ice, 3, Malix, Elite, 2, Swap, 2, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 2. And then stop your Elite once at 10% energy. And then 2. And then activate Elite at 25. 3, 4. Swap Ice, Claw, Bow 3. Swap 2, 3, 5. And then 2. And keep wanting 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. And then Ice Razors up. Use Ice. And 3. There you have it. Activate Elite. 2, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 2. Stop your Elite. And there you go. Hopefully that kind of got a feel of what I was talking about. So as you can see, like, there's a certain amount of steps that you're doing, and that's really it. Once you get the muscle memory of it, you're just gonna know. As you can see, like, it doesn't. You notice when I said like stop your Elite, right? So obviously you can stop it, and it will stop draining energy, and you can, resist the darkness to get energy so that you can reactivate it to press 3, 4. And as you can saw, I wait till I'm 25 energy because 3 and 4, right? This will be just enough to burn the whole thing. With my Elite active, it uses 5 energy. So 5 energy, 3, 4, right? I can't use 3 because the golem is dead, but this is a target, right? So think about it, right? Elite uses 5 energy. This uses 7 energy. This uses 12 energy. At 25, you kind of get like a really nice amount of energy to use 3 and 4 consistently without losing the energy. So imagine like, oh shit, I have to wait till my energy goes up so I can cast my 4. You don't want that downtime, you get me? So that's why we reactivate my Malix Elite just in time to make sure that my energy is not completely fucked. Because if my energy is super low and I just wait to cast my 4 and then Legend Swap, that's downtime. That's basically a bit of DPS loss. So if we're talking like you want to maximize your DPS in the most efficient way possible, you'd have to manage your energy, and that's why with Malik's elite skill, we manage it accordingly. The way to do it is like I said, so 2 1 4 1 3 1 and then 2 1 and then stop. Okay, so once again, you do it just like this: 2 1 4 1 3 1 2 1 and then stop your elite. You would stop your elite at around 10% energy, 11% energy, 12% energy. It doesn't matter exactly where it stops, just somewhere around that threshold. Even 9 is fine, even 8% energy. But typically you'll have around 9% energy to 12% energy during that time. And then you're literally just going to stop your elite skill so you can get that energy up, and you're going to get just enough to reactivate it, and then 3 and then 4 immediately. Right? 3 4 3 4. Right, so 3 4 legend swap, and once you legend swap, right, you're going to cast your ice and claw, and then you're gonna press 2 because you haven't swapped your weapon yet, right? You're gonna ice, claw, press your 2, and then swap 2 3 5. And the beautiful thing about this is your energy is going to be at a perfect amount to be able to cast 2, 3, 5 consistently without having to wait for downtime. So it's not like I'm 0% energy and I can't cast my 5. No, I have the perfect amount to actually consistently cast it, right? So that's the beautiful thing. And once you're in Callus stance, the only thing that really drains your energy per second would be your elite skill, Soul Cleave. And you don't use elite Soul Cleave, see? You drain energy with this, but you don't use your elite Soul Cleave in the Condi Renegade rotation. So you get like a nice amount of energy. So unlike with Malik's, you have to manage it and resist the darkness to be able to continue your rotation. Okay? Hopefully this made sense. This is the new Condi Renegade, alright, with Devestation. Here's the build once again. With AP, without AP, it's up to you. If you feel like you need sustain, go 12 combat. If you like Assassin's Presence is a good choice for your subgroup, go for it. This class is really good. It's always been one of my favorite classes to play in the Condi classes. I also play Condi Deadeye right now, which is also amazing. But I love Renegade. I've always loved Renegade, and you guys have requested a lot of this in the YouTube comments, up in my Discord channel, which you can check out down below. Follow our stream as well, twitch.tv/Alninio9. It is down in the description below, and you can see us raid. We raid with Condi Renegade. We play it a bunch. We play a bunch of classes, not just this class, but this is definitely one of my favorite classes. If you're wondering about infusions, by the way, I recommend Malin Infusions for Condi Renegade. So if you were to go infusions, Malin Infusion is really, really nice on Condi Renegade. Just remember to get your dungeon currency for Twilight Arbor to get Superior Rune of the Nightmare, which is amazing to have because Rune of the Nightmare literally shreds. I mean, you get so much Condi damage from it, and it is 100% worth running. LFGing might be like annoying sometimes, I guess, because obviously with LFG sometimes not everyone queues up for it. Just log in at a good amount of time. It doesn't matter which dungeon you do as long as you get Dungeon Frequenter. Just make sure you do Twilight Arbor to get extra currency for the dungeon. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys exactly where this dungeon currency vendor is, just in case you're wondering. I'm sure a lot of you already know, but those who may not know, it is right here next to the Fractal of the Mists dungeon entrance, or whatever you want to call it, this entrance of the Fractal, Fort Mariner Waypoint in Lion's Arch, and it's literally right here. Dungeon Armor and Weapons Merchant. So you just talk to him, tell him, yo, what armor pieces do you have? And show me armor from Twilight Arbor. And look at that, Superior Rune of the Nightmare. I have to buy 6 of those, right? So there you go. Superior Rune of the Nightmare, buy 6 of those with this currency, which you can get from the dungeon currency. And that's it. That is pretty much it, guys. I appreciate you all for watching this video. I hope you learned something from this. This is the new Condi Renegade, and I hope it is of use. I will see you guys hopefully in the next video, and God bless, my friends. Peace out. Big heart. Much love.